You're not scared of writing your book. You're scared of writing the wrong book. Well, guess what? I have great news for you. Authority isn't an accident. It's structure. And when you're clear on the right thing to say, you can structure it. I'm going to give you a simple, no-fail structure for your nonfiction book that will turn all those messy ideas in your mind into a book that proves you are the go-to expert in your field without adding a bunch of fluff, rambling nonsense, or swag, scientific wild-ass guesses. By the end, you will know how to outline your book so you can get started today. Most books fail not because they're bad, but because they don't have a clear purpose. Experts are experts in their field, but when they sit down to write their book, they don't know what to say. They don't know how to say it. They either say everything or not enough, and they lose their readers in the process. After editing numerous nonfiction books and ghostwriting books for clients, I came to a conclusion. And that conclusion was a common theme. Y'all don't know what you're trying to say. Whether I'm editing a book, there's thoughts everywhere, it's all jumbled, or ghostwriting, and I have to ask for more clarification on what they mean, what they want their readers to know, and they can't answer the question. This is why the books fail. So a great nonfiction, business, self-help, how-to book layers on the authority in a structured way that takes readers on a journey to a destination. And that destination is the realization that you are the go-to expert and the person who has what they need to solve their problem. Let's talk about those layers. The first layer you need is your book premise. Again, it's what you're trying to say. Think of your book premise as a hypothesis. You're setting out to prove a certain statement. This statement will be what your book is aiming to do. This book helps your specific reader go from their current struggle to a specific goal using your signature method. That's your book premise. And then the rest of your book sets out to prove that hypothesis. Make sense? You following me? Okay, good. The second layer is the reader map. I've talked before about how your book should be a journey. You should lead your readers on a journey from point A to point B. Point B being that destination of you are the expert, right? So it's like a roadmap. And I'm not talking about the GPS you pull up on your phone. I'm talking about the, old school days where you open up the, what do you call that? Oh my God, the glove box. You open up the glove box and you've got a paper map that you unfold, and it's like this giant thing that you're trying to read while you're driving down the road. And then good luck folding that fucker back up. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that journey that we're going to take our readers on, okay? You're going to create little stops along the way. Each stop is like a landmark, a rest area where they can pause for a moment and reflect and just think about what was said or what they've just been taught. You're leading them along the way to the realization that you have the answer to their problem. Now, what steps do they need to go through to reach their goals with you? Each step along the way ends with a little micro result and sets them up for the next leg of their journey. The next layer is chapter proof. You're really getting down into the nitty-gritty now. Each chapter builds upon the previous one. So you're stacking, you're layering up your authority, right? Each chapter serves up a little micro result, and when your reader experiences progress and can see the path forward with each chapter, that's trust stacking. At the end of the book, that giant stack of trust is a mountain of expertise, and you're standing on top of it. So let's talk a little bit more about that chapter proof. Every chapter in your book can demonstrate your point and position you as an expert if you put the pieces together in the right order. Here's a framework for your chapter. It's a 5-step framework. Open with the stakes. Pique your reader's interest with a provocative statement or a question, something that relates to their current struggle, the cost of their action or inaction, and then tee up your method and how it solves their problem. Example, you're not writing your book because you don't know what you're trying to say, or you have too many ideas in your head and you don't know how to sort through them. My signature program, From Message to Manuscript, will solve that problem for you. It helps you get clear on your message so that you can draft your manuscript, hence the name. So then you want to add some proof points. These are 3 to 5 like sub-bullets that further build on the point you're trying to make. For example, one of the things that I could use as a proof point is getting clear on your message. And how you can do that is by downloading my AI book idea prompts. which will help you in 15 minutes or less get clear on the idea that will be the one your readers will want to read about most. Then you want to make it personal. Don't forget to add in those personal stories. They can either be anecdotes from your personal experiences that relate to the topic, not just random crap. They can also be client testimonials. They can be case studies. Add those personal touches in because you want the reader to be able to see themselves in that story. They have to be able to place themselves in the book and see it as their journey that they're taking. Then you want to give them an action step. Again, I'm going to go back to the AI prompts. Download the AI book idea prompts. That's a small action step that they can take, and it's going to lead them to a little micro result, right? They're going to get a book idea topic in 15 minutes or less, and then they want to build a bridge to the next chapter. We're still using our road metaphor, right? And our giant unfoldable map. Build a bridge to the next chapter. Transition. We want to ease them into the turn. Is there something that they should do or know or understand before they move on to the next step? So remember, experts don't claim their authority. They structure for it. And this is what we're doing with our book. Let's talk about building the bridge in the manuscript. Not after you launch your book, but in the manuscript itself. We're talking about authority, assets, placement. The framework that you talked about in your first chapter, your book premise, you want to mention that throughout the book. Don't just mention it at the beginning and then at the end. You want to keep reinforcing your message throughout the book. Add a signature case study or something that proves the point you're trying to make in each chapter. Create links, tools, checklists, worksheets, things that they can do. Make your book interactive. It doesn't have to be stale and boring. Create conversion moments, like the lead magnet download. Then make sure you have a clear call to action at the end. For example, you download the AI book idea prompts. After that, schedule your $97 book brief, and we'll make sure that your idea is nailed down so that you can outline and structure your book in a way that makes sense for your readers and leads them to the result that you are the go-to expert.